Hey YouTube friends, my moon boot is off and I have been super busy making lots and lots of planty changes around our house. And I absolutely can't wait to share most of those changes with you today. And just quickly, if we haven't met before, hey, I'm Mel. A few years ago, after some medical complications, I found myself needing to retire from a career that I absolutely loved and spending most of my days at home. It was in my early adjustment phases where I discovered my love of houseplants, which has now turned into an absolute complete passion of mine. Once I got over my initial fear of killing plants, I began researching and experimenting. Fast forward to today, and I'm proud plant mum to over 150 plants. And this channel is all about bringing you along on my planty journey, mistakes and all, and giving you a bucket load of tips and tricks along the way so that hopefully you can bring some more greenery and calm into your home as well. So grab yourself a warm drink, get comfy, and let's talk about plants. But before we go and have a walk around, I must apologize. I completely missed uploading a video last week. I had actually tried to film this video that you're watching today, but as B-roll because my family were home and the house was noisy, and I thought I'll go around and I'll film all the locations as B-roll and then I'll put a voiceover over the top. And the voiceover just wasn't lining up. It sounded really highly edited. I'm not posting a video that looks like that. This is take two. Most of my family are actually out of the house, and so I've been able to walk around and do the original video idea that I wanted to do. And this feels so much better. So we're going to start this video outside actually because it's quite rainy and overcast, and I don't want us getting wet while we're out there filming. And towards the end of the video, I can't wait to share with you one of the changes that I've had to make is actually to the buffet behind me, because I got the most lovely surprise for Mother's Day. I had not asked for plants, and my family surprised me with one, and not only a new plant but also a lovely pot to go with it. And you know the best thing about it? It was a species that I had never ever heard of before, and that made it 10 times more exciting. My husband helped me put this together, which I am so grateful for. It was a bit like putting IKEA furniture together. It came in pieces in quite a small box. Let me take you guys around. Please excuse the noise of the dogs playing in the background. You can only imagine the mud that they're creating at the moment. The cool thing about this trellis is it gave my ficus taniki something to hold on to. So it's actually starting to get that little bit straighter. It's stopping leaning as much. But most importantly, this syngonium is just loving this location. So my beautiful auntie gave me the tiniest little clipping of these syngoniums, and they're just going ahead in leaps and bounds. So a few other changes out here. This Dracaena, love the pot. Teal is absolutely one of my favorite colors. This works really well in this space. This used to be where my Monstera was, but it just got so big. And Daisy, Miss Daisy, as you can hear playing in the background, she is rough. And every afternoon when we were going for a walk, she would get in amongst the Monstera and she was just ripping its leaves. So this guy is out of the way, and actually it was homeless. It was another one of my plants that I've just sort of been moving around and never having a spot for it. And I'm actually really liking the contrast, the different leaf shape and color out here. So I think he's working really well. The other new addition is this was the red philodendron that I won at Plant Club recently, and also needing a home. The thing that's not working for me though at all in this space is the combo of pots. It's just not quite right. I love the color of the terracotta pot, but it's a bit plain, and if you compare it to the height of the other plants, I think it needs a stand or something. So I'm thinking maybe even if I just do something as simple as some jute rope or macrame and beads around it, and then get another stand for it so it pops up the height. I love the different leaf types and colors. I think all the plants are great, and they all seem to be really happy here, but the pots, they need a little bit of work. Teal is my favorite color, so these guys both definitely stay. I've had those pots for a long time. I'm seriously thinking about whitewashing this rectangle, this gray planter as well. There's too much gray on our patio, so maybe just a simple whitewash of that. I'm not sure. Thumbs up to the plants in this space. Work in progress to the pots. Let's walk over here to this part of the patio, so at our front door. Let's go a bit closer. So this is, if you remember a few videos ago, I mentioned that my jade plant that I'd had for a really long time died from scale. The only positive is this peperomia was homeless. So it gave this guy a new home. And in the back, I've actually got some little variegated peperomias in here as well from Plant Club. The pot and stand I've had on the patio for a very long time. You would have seen it in loads and loads of my Christmas and Halloween videos. That was just a plain terracotta pot that I've painted. And I have put the jute rope and the beads on it. The rope is hanging down and I really do need to fix that. This video is a good reminder. The anthurium is new. So it was actually on my entry shelf, which we'll go and have a look at soon. It's getting too long and the leaves were getting damaged. I was debating where to put it. And touch wood, it seems to be really happy there. It's loving, see the perspex? It gets really beautiful, bright, filtered light as well. The anthurium and I have never really been friends. It's been a challenge really from the moment that I got it. I guess they had some mechanical damage when I first got it. And so this is the first lot of leaves that actually don't have the mechanical damage on them. You see how there's no water left in the reservoir? I've found here in Brisbane, so in southeast Queensland, let the reservoir go for 24 hours before I fill it up again. It seems to work for the anthurium. This is the happiest that the anthurium has ever looked in my care, and I am delighted, guys. So this is a new addition. But what it does, and I don't know if you're thinking the same thing, now I feel like there's a gap here. So on this wall, I feel like there's a real opportunity to put something here on this wall. So this is a part of the patio that I don't show you guys very often because I guess I've never been 100% happy with it. But I've been moving things around and now I'm happy with it. I've always loved this Aglaonema. It has lived here pretty much from day one since I've had it. And once again, teal pot, just love it. I think it's the same teal pot actually that the Dracaena's in behind me. Look at the colors. This was the plant that gave me the confidence that I'm not terrible with Aglaonema because I had a previous cutting that I just could not keep alive. So this was the first one that I bought. It was such a tiny plant when I got it and it just seems to love this space, which gave me the confidence to buy this guy. Also in a teal pot, the ladies from Plant Club are hanging out for this to start getting big enough for me to propagate. These guys have been on here for quite a while. This is the latest edition, which to me just feels like it's finally finished off the table. It needed something. I didn't want to put a third Aglaonema on here, even though I knew it would probably be a great place for an Aglaonema. One of my beautiful Plant Club friends had a spare ZZ, and you guys know I adore ZZs. And I just think, because like you guys know all about different colors, shapes, textures, all the things with leaves, this space is finally a big thumbs up and making me smile. I don't feel like I need to change anything. Let me just go here so you can see the pop of pink. I don't feel like I need to change anything on this table for the first time in a very, very long time. Just on our way around to the back patio, I had to show you guys this out in the garden. This is so exciting for me. I don't even know if the video will do it justice on how big, if you see compared to my hand, how big the fronds on this fern is. I want to say Mako fern, but if I get the name wrong, I'll put it up on the screen for you guys. It was a gift from a neighbor, a rescue, I guess. And when I got this thing, it had so much root rot. I think it maybe had one, maybe two green fronds, but they were nowhere near as big as this. It's more than doubled in size. I repotted it and I had to basically cut back all of its fronds, clip off a lot of its dead roots, and then it's taken me quite a while to work out where to put this. It just feels like every morning I get up, it has grown, Jesus is helping, it has grown a little bit more. So this is a definite change. Because I knew it was going to be so big, I needed to find a location for it and to find this spot for it under the macadamia nut tree. Even though it's outside, it makes me smile so much because it was just so sick when I first got it. And look at it now, guys. It is just, oh my goodness, I just adore this fern so much. And the other lovely thing is just I've started slowly clearing out underneath the macadamia nut garden, and it's been a great chance to put some of my more established plants out here as well. So as I do more and more out here, I've got the fern on this side and then the monstera that was on the front patio that Daisy kept knocking into. I've put the monstera on this side. Here's Diesel again. I've put the monstera on this side. I've got a raffy that got too big for our front entry wall as well. So just slowly I've been building this space, and I can't wait to share it with you as I keep building it. Teaser's got dirt on his nose. Hey Tease, you've been digging. In under this spot, the macadamia nut tree protects it so it gets beautiful filtered light under there. It's just been lovely being out here in the yard again and slowly working on this space. But I just had to share that fern with you because she's spectacular. Okay, so this is our back patio that you guys are potentially sick of seeing images of, because as you know, I just love this space so much. My fiddle leaf fig, my absolute pride and joy. But this is not what's changed. This guy lives here year round. So what's changed at the moment? See this tower box that's here? I've learned over the years that in winter, as the weather cools down, the sun starts coming in at about this height. And it has, over the years, burnt a number of my plants that live on the patio. So I've learnt my lesson this year. And so I've raised these guys up so they're not getting that lower morning sun. Last year, I didn't raise them up and the bottoms of the spider plants got all burnt. It wasn't good, guys. So I've learnt this year. So that box is not normally there, but it will stay for the majority of the cooler weather until the sun starts getting higher in the sky, and then I'll be able to move it. So many things have changed in the back area. I've been so busy here. I can't remember if I end up uploading the video or not. My big parent spider plant used to live here, and it just got too big. I've moved it, and I'll show you guys where it is later. And I put this Boston fern here. So this isn't a mako fern, this is a Boston fern. And I should have taken some photos a few weeks ago, because the poor thing, it used to live, let me go slowly, I'm just conscious, I don't know that I'm ever going to get good at camera skills, guys. I'm horrendous at this. It used to live here. So can you guys see in behind, I've got the donkey's tail. So that is where the fern used to live, because it's in behind the fiddle leaf fig. I used to forget to water it all the time. This thing really in summer needs to be watered twice a week. So it was out of sight, out of mind there. And it was dry and crispy and in a really bad way. But it's only been here maybe a month. And already you would not believe how many new fronds it has and how much green it is, just literally because I can see it and I'm remembering to water it. And it works really well because, as you probably saw off to the side, this is where the majority of my alocasias live. It really is an alocasia happy place here, as is the oxalis. The oxalis loves living here as well. And these guys are all thirsty plants. So it works really well to have a fern in here as well, because I'm watering them all at the same time. There's so many new things here. So the ivy that's climbing up the wall, that's new. That was a clipping from one of my planty friends from Plant Club. New purchase. Did I get that for my birthday or maybe Christmas? So that's my philodendron tortum, because it was new. I've tried it in a few different locations around the house and it seems to love it here. So all of my alocasias in general live out here, but I move them around on the shelves to see which one likes which height and which spot on the shelf. My beautiful Friday, and this was a birthday present, just seems to love this spot on the shelf. And it's had, how many new leaves? I was so nervous repotting it with you guys. It's had at least 2 new leaves since I've repotted it. And I think from memory, that is the latest. It's so spectacular. That is the latest leaf that it's had. And then this guy, the Regal Shield, I absolutely agree with all the plenty people that say these guys are really hardy and easy to look after, because it definitely just keeps growing and growing for me. What else is new? So my Moonshine Sensiveria, with all of my new plants, I've tried them in a few different locations. This one seems to really like this shelf, so it's staying here for now. This top part of the ladder, it gets a really great amount of light in summer or winter, so it doesn't get the sun when it comes in, and it gets the beautiful filtered light from above. So any plant that lives here just seems to really love it. The oxalis, if you guys remember from a few videos ago, I was having heaps of trouble with oxalis. I bought 2 new plants pretty close together. We potted both of them. They both flopped for me, and I felt like I was hopeless with oxalis. But this spot seems to be one of the best locations to grow them in my house. It just grows and grows for me here, and it's not long stopped flowering actually. That's new and that's staying. This alocasia was a baby that I got from Plant Club, and I already propagated it once because it's probably the best grower that I've got out of all of my alocasias. So it's new to this location and unexpected. Didn't buy it. I would dare even say it was a hitchhiker plant in with another plant that I grabbed from Plant Club, and so I'm loving this little hitchhiker in this space. This alocasia is new to the space, but not a new plant. It's out of all of my alocasias, I guess it's the one that brings me the least amount of joy at the moment. I have just taken some columns, so I'm hoping the columns might be a bit of a stronger plant. It just, I don't know, it just never seems as happy, doesn't seem to grow as well as some of my other alocasia. So I'm just trying it in this location. These are just some columns that I propagated from my big parent Amazonica, so it's new to the space as well. So my big parent guy is here. Look at that leaf. I love that leaf. So this Amazonica was actually living down on that shelf as well, but it just got too big, so I've put it up here, and it seems to be loving that space equally as well. I am just delighted with this guy. As you guys know, we have not been friends. It's been quite a difficult plant, but both of us seem to be finding out how to live with each other, I guess. It finally feels to me like it's happy. So fingers crossed that it keeps being happy in that space. The only other thing I'm not happy about in this space is, see down here, see, it's even hard to see. Down in behind here, I'll get it for you guys. So this is my White Princess or White Knight. I get them mixed up all the time. I'll have to put it up on the screen for you. Love this plant. My mum got it for me for my birthday 2 birthdays ago. It's never been 100%. It came with some sort of fungal issue, and it's never grown well, and also it's never really had a spot in my collection. Look at the color on that leaf, by the way. Hang on, I'm gonna have to put it over here. This part of the plant, I actually split it in 3, and one part died because it, as I said, wasn't a healthy plant. These 2 have both lived, But this part of the plant, and I can't remember if it was the upper or lower or middle part, it produces the most beautiful variegation. So it is a keeper, but I haven't found a proper home for it yet. So it lives here for now. I'm just concerned about the lack of light that it gets in here. Another one that I forget about because it's just one of those plants that just grows for me and doesn't cause me any trouble. This philodendron is new as well. It used to be on our front patio, and like the Monstera, Daisy just kept running into it and destroying it. So I thought I'd move this guy out here as well, and it seems to be loving it. You see the bottom of the leaves are a little bit not happy. It is getting a little bit of that sun, and worst case, if they keep getting annoyed by the sun, I will just cut those bottom leaves off. I think this philodendron is much happier in this space, and those smaller plants that are now on the front patio tuck in a little bit better away from Daisy. And just finally, another little new addition. Check out these frogs, guys. Sorry, the grounds are wet from the rain. I saw these at one of my favorite nurseries, the Plant Shack, and I don't know, I like their little faces. So I bought two to go on either side of the timber stump. I think they're really cute, and they also make me smile. That was a lot of talking about this space, but I have really worked hard to move things around, because as soon as I moved the spider plant away from here, it just didn't feel right. Even my husband commented to me, "It feels empty, Mel." So I've worked pretty hard to make this space feel nice again, whilst not overcrowding it, because it is such an easy place to grow plants. It's really easy to overcrowd it as well. Hey Daisy, let's head back inside and have a look at the entry table. So this is the table that you guys are probably so sick of, because it's the table that I decorate for Christmas and Easter and what else, Halloween. But at the moment, it's none of those things. This is how it looks most of the time. But there's still some changes on this table that I want to show you. It's got some normal art in behind there. I think last time I showed you guys, I still had Rudolph because I hadn't found an art piece for there. So the changes that I've got over here were actually, I guess, forced changes in this area. I'm going to show you when we go into the propagation room. My variegated peace lily has always lived here, and it had been going really well. I just adored that plant. But for some reason, it started getting dry tips on the end. Both my spider plants, as you can see, and my peace lilies have always had slight dry ends, but this was a lot of dry ends. Camera work is not my strength, guys, so let me just turn slowly. See how I've got the louvers here? I do wonder, now that the weather's cooling down, was the breeze coming through the louvers maybe too much? I'm not sure. So for now, I've just put one of my old faithful spider plants here. It's actually only temporary because, how can I do this one-handed and show you? So one of my very good friends from school loves terrariums, so I've actually made her this as a surprise. I don't think she watches my videos, so I think it's safe for me to show you. See, there's a little neon pothos in there as well. And I put another one in there. So I hope she likes it. I hope she gets some joy out of it. And I didn't have anywhere to put it until I gift it to her. That will fill the space nicely for now, while I'm seeing if the peace lily does better in the propagation room. So in front of here has always sat a smaller spider plant, and it didn't work having the two spider plants together. So I've just put in my little oxalis from outside. This is the one, guys, that was growing out in the grass where I repotted my second oxalis that I showed you guys out on the back patio. I'm sure this is going to be my very hardiest oxalis plant that I have. It has tripled in size since I pulled it out of the ground, and it just keeps growing and growing. I think it's even flowered from memory. I haven't grown an oxalis in this space before, so it'll be really interesting to see how it goes. And then the only other change in the front here is, did I say to you guys that I'm just a little bit conscious that we're coming into winter, and I'm not sure how the alocasias are going to go on the back patio, because last winter I was still scared of alocasias, and so I didn't own any. I thought it might be a good idea to start trying some other locations inside the house, just in case I need to bring them inside during winter. This is an area of the house that I always struggle to know how to film properly for you guys, because I'm just so short, and this wall is quite high. So I'm going to give you a bit of a scan of what it looks like, and then I might stand up on a ladder to show you the rest, because there has been quite a number of changes to the entry wall. When I first did this, you can see I've got the two Guthrie grow lights there, and then up here we've got the skylight. I was hoping it was going to be enough light to have this as a full wall of jungle cactus. That was my vision. This pothos has always been there. This is the lowest light on the wall, and I just knew that jungle cactus wouldn't do well there. There's two jungle cactus on this side of the wall. So you can see I've got my beautiful fern leaf cactus that I just adore, and my other ripsalis that my husband got me for our wedding anniversary last year. Look how long the leaves are getting on that. So these guys are doing really well, which surprised me because they're the furthest away from the grow lights and closest to the skylight. The skylight must provide more light than what I had thought. So that's the last Ripsalis that I showed you. And then if we go over here, I've got this little Ripsalis as well. How can I do this without it shining in your eyes? See, it's directly under the grow light. But then left of that, I've had to get rid of all my jungle cactus because they just weren't doing well to the left. They were surviving, but they weren't thriving. So this is new through here. This is the beautiful plant stand that my neighbour that does the industrial art made for me. And this is just some epipremnum propagations that I got from Plant Club. So I'm hoping that will eventually just cascade down the wall. Over here, my philodendron micans is new. It was growing on one of my antique ladders and just got a little bit long actually, and it seems to be doing really well there, so it's staying. I'm standing up on a ladder, guys, so I won't go over there, but next to that over here is the syngoniums that are out the front. So they're just some cuttings of the syngonium that's out on the front patio, and same, I'm picturing them growing down, so I think that will be great. This is the most exciting new addition. Literally has been there for 2 or 3 days. It is a cutting, or a division, I guess is probably a better word, of my big OG spider plant. I had been putting off repotting this guy for so long because it was huge. Let me just hop down so you can see it all. It was in a 50 centimeter pot. It used to live out on the back patio. I've been putting off repotting it because I couldn't think where to put it. And then because I had to move a lot of my Ripsalis from here, I thought, perfect spot. This is about 1/3 of my big parent plant. The other 1/3 I'll give away at Plant Club. And then the other 1/3 I've turned into much smaller propagation. So some of them I've scattered around the house and others I'll give away at Plant Club as well. I am loving this addition to the front wall. This definitely is making me smile all the time. But although that one's making me smile, it's not quite there. The entry wall is still not there. And I'm very open to suggestions, guys. I really feel as though it's missing knickknacks or maybe mix and match pots. I'm not sure. I'm relatively happy with the plants now. It's taken me a lot to find plants that work up here. That's a bit of a work in progress space, I think. I have been super excited to show you this buffet. This is in our dining room. And the reason that I've been excited to show you is this side definitely has some changes. So just quickly, we'll look over here. This one has actually changed. I think I used to have, last time I showed you, it might have been a little snake plant that I had here. So I've just switched that over for an epipremnum. Loving the colors on this. I'm really glad that I did make that change. But then on this side, loving the combination with my recycled industrial lamp. So this was one of my new snake plants that I got from that local grower. I've never had a whale fin before. I definitely have my training wheels on here, guys. And I had it on our TV cabinet, which is normally a really great space for my snake plants. But see how the leaf started curling? I felt as though, so I checked with ChatGPT, and I guessed it wasn't a watering issue because it came in chunky mix, very similar to the mix that I use. And I hadn't actually needed to water it since I got it because the soil just hadn't completely dried out. So I thought, I don't think it's a watering issue. It felt as though it was potentially getting too much light. So I've moved it to this location and the crinkles have stopped, thank goodness. It seems to be enjoying this light much better. I've got these Guthrie grow lights and I've just got them turned down 2 from the top setting. And so it worked out really well because the next thing I want to show you here, oh my goodness, guys, this was a surprise Mother's Day present. I hadn't asked for plants for Mother's Day, and bless, my family were driving past my very favorite plant nursery, the Plant Shack, as you all know. They saw that it was Wednesday, 10% off, stopped in and grabbed me this. One of my sons chose me the bus. It matches our house so well. But the beautiful thing is, have you guys ever seen a palea like this? Let me just go in closer. I don't know if the camera's going to do it justice. Look at the colors on those leaves. This is very quickly becoming my very favorite plant. I had no idea. The only paleas I had seen in the past, have you guys seen the ones with the round leaves, the Chinese money trees? That's the only paleas I guess I'd ever seen in local nurseries around here. The fact that my family stopped in and know that I love dark leaf plants and got me one, and one that I had never ever seen before. Oh, wow, what a lovely surprise. So I think when I do a favorites video for this month, this is definitely going to be up there as one of my new favorites. It's just beautiful. And look, touch wood, it's only been since Mother's Day, but it seems to be really enjoying this light location as well. It came in a nursery pot, so I've just put my normal chunky mix in there with a little bit of perlite down the bottom, so it's got some good drainage because this pot, thank goodness, has a hole under it, so I didn't have to drill a hole. So overall, this is probably the space that's making me smile the most at the moment because I've got that beautiful new whale fin snake plant And I've also got my surprise Mother's Day present that I had completely not expected. What a lovely, lovely surprise. So that's the buffet, guys. I've been looking forward to showing you guys this for the whole video. So this is my propagation room, and this is the window that I look out when I do my treadmill. And you can see we've got a garden there that needs some serious work. And usually there's a trailer here as well. My husband and son have that out motorbike riding today. So I've been wanting to utilize this beautiful window. I added an extendable rod up there. And so this is where I've put some of my other jungle cactus. So this is one of my Christmas cactus. Although there's Christmas cactus and Easter cactus and Thanksgiving cactus, and I'm never quite sure which one I've got. I'm pretty sure this is a Christmas cactus, but feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. And it's flowering for the first time. So this was a cutting from Plant Club. It was just a tiny, I want to say 1 or 2 strands. So it's just grown so much for me. I didn't know what color flower it was. I was so excited to see what color they come out. And the other lovely thing about this plant, the reason that the beautiful lady bought it for me is, do you guys remember last year I lost my dad's heirloom Christmas cactus when it got overwatered while I was on holidays, and I just couldn't save it. So this little plant has a special spot in my heart, and until I put this rail up, it was a little bit homeless. Oh, I should say, sorry, I'm in Brisbane in southeast Queensland, and this is an east facing window. So of the morning it gets beautiful filtered light through here, through the trees, and it gets nice bright light all through the day. So this is a really good spot I found, because I've found jungle cactus in my house really do need that extra light. This is that curly Sue that I got at the same time as some of my new snake plants at the little local greenhouse. I just love her so much, and she seems to be really happy hanging here. And this is another one of my beautiful orchid cactus, which I just adore. Same thing, it was a cutting from Plant Club, so I'm not exactly sure what color flowers she's got, but I can't wait to see. It's already grown since I put it in the window, so I am just loving this space so much, and I just smile every day when I'm on my treadmill. And then next to it, so you guys are probably very familiar with this space, this is one of my very favorite planty spaces. So this is the shelf above my desk where I do my videos. I think the only new thing is I've put in the corner a cast iron plant. It's a variegated cast iron plant. It was outside, and it was another one of those plants that I just kept moving around. And when I was moving this shelf around, I realized I had a gap there. I never know where to start here, because this is a propagation space, so it changes all the time. Let me just stick to the biggest things. Firstly, how cute is this? I can't even remember where I found this. This is a very recent purchase in the last month. I really liked her, the yoga lady with the little bird on her. I collect crystals during our holidays, and I'm always looking for something to put with my crystals, so I really like that. I love adding little knickknacks in amongst my plants. I think it just makes a planty space. So this is probably one of the bigger additions to the space. This is one of my Hoya carnosa, and it was out on our TV cabinet. I can't show you what I've changed around there because my family are in the lounge room making a lot of noise. But this guy was just getting so long and so big. When I was cleaning, it was getting stuck in the vacuum. My pets were getting stuck in it. It had just outgrown the shelves. And I knew from my propagations that Hoyas seem to really love this space, because I've got the grow light up here, and it seems to be really happy. I think it's going to be a keeper in the space. What else is new here? Oh, another thing that's new is, so I ended up cutting my philodendron. I think this is the fiddle leaf philodendron or horse's head philodendron. I ended up cutting this guy in half because it was living on the timber shelf in the lounge room, and it wasn't loving the light, and I didn't have enough space to put the entire plant anywhere in particular. So I've cut it in half, and I've put half here, and I've put the other half in the bedroom. What else is new? Oh, this is new. Oh, Diesel, sorry, I just stood on Diesel's tail. This is new. So this is my booby cactus that was out under the macadamia nut tree. And I noticed, see how it's got a lean on it? I noticed because it's become winter, it wasn't getting as much light at the front of the macadamia nut tree. When we were looking at the garden, you would have noticed I had a few succulents on the front of the macadamia nut tree wall. And most of the year it gets enough light. But as we've come into autumn, this guy started leaning. So I've just put it here for now underneath the grow light. Hopefully it's much happier here until I find somewhere else to put it. But I'm more than happy to have it here in the propagation room. This is also new. So this is one of my new euphorbias that I got with all of my new snake plants. It's got a temporary home here until I repot it with my African milk tree that I am putting off because it is not fun repotting euphorbias. They are spiky. So that guy's going to live here for a little while. What else have we got? Oh, and the big change So this is the piece of the leaf that has always lived on the front entry table, but it started getting randomly dry leaves all on the end. I've cut a lot of them off now, but it has never in its life had so many dry tips at the same time. And the only thing that I can think of is maybe with those louvers, which makes me worry a little bit about the alocasia baby. I'm wondering if the cooler, dry air coming through those louvers, even though I only have the bottom louvers open, was too much for it in winter, because the watering stayed the same. Can we see it here? It's in a self-watering setup because peace lilies are so thirsty. I haven't changed that about it. I'm feeding it the same. It was getting the same amount of light. The only thing I can think is maybe it wasn't appreciating the breeze coming through those louvers. So I'm hoping, cross my fingers, that this is its new happy place. This is actually my clothes dryer. I initially put here because we had it up on the wall in the laundry, and I'm short, guys, and it was hard reaching up. So I thought I'll put it in here, give myself some more horizontal space for my plants. I didn't think about it until I moved it in here and turned it on. It adds beautiful humidity into this room, and plants seem to really enjoy growing here. That's been a massive bonus, not only giving me horizontal space, but giving me extra humidity. Okay, last room for today, guys, and that's our main bedroom. This whole entire side table I've never ever been happy with, and it was actually after the spider plant video that I did that gave me this idea, and I'm now happy with this little side table. Never ever perfect. I always understand that my plant displays are never ever perfect, never completely finished, because you never know when a plant's going to have a moment. But for now, this side table is making me smile. A little cane begonia cutting here, which is from Plant Club. Love this guy. Love the colors of this plant. The main plant I've actually got out on that buffet in our dining table. Oh my goodness, Diesel's making himself comfortable on the bed. Hello, Diesel. And then I've just done a mix of variegated and non-variegated spider plants and just whacked in a few of those little mixed epipremnums. Yeah, it just feels really, really nice. I've popped a timber pot, as you can see here. I often use these pots if I don't have a plant in them. I tip them upside down and use them for stands. I like the way that looks as well. Love that cute little elephant. He makes me smile. I can't even remember where I got him from. And then I've got two of my favorite books here. I've got Growing Joy, it's a planty book, and then also my little book of Hygge there as well. Diesel, are you comfortable? Are you comfortable on the bed? So that's it for today's video, guys. If you've made it through this far to the video and you're still watching, thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I really, really appreciate it. Although I am so far from being any sort of interior designer or a person that knows anything about house styles, I hope that you picked up some planty ideas along the way, and if nothing else, using it as a great excuse to look at some plants. I had to show you guys this one more time before I finish the video, because what a lovely, lovely surprise. So this is a Palea silver tree, and since I've got this, I've gone online and had a look at all the other Palea species that are out there. I had absolutely no idea. When someone said Palea to me, I was just thinking of those round leaf Chinese money trees. I didn't even think to look further and to see how many other lovely varieties that they were out there. Look at the colors. So watch this space. Maybe there'll be a few more Paleas popping up in my collection. We'll see how this guy goes first. And I've actually even started a little propagation. When I was repotting this, I bumped a little bit of a branch off. So I've already popped that in water just to see how easily they propagate. I'll let you guys know how that goes as well. Whatever you're doing this week, I hope you're having the most wonderful and planty week. And until my next video, guys, take care and remember, you've totally got this.